This is our master bathroom that is in desperate need of a makeover, and we've decided to challenge ourselves to transform this space in only one day and with a budget of $1,000. Man, things add up quick. Our original plan was to do a major renovation in here by taking it down to the studs and even changing the floor plan, but after researching how much that would cost, we decided not to spend the $20,000 and instead came up with a much more cost-effective and time-efficient plan. The question is, can we make this outdated, rundown bathroom that we don't enjoy into one we love in under 24 hours? Let's get started with a tour of this space and then getting right to work on this one-day bathroom makeover. Welcome to our main bathroom that we share with our family of 4, soon to be family of 5. I'm gonna give you a closer look of what we're working with, talk about the plan, and then we're gonna go run and get some supplies. There's no denying that this bathroom is pretty funky and has a lot of quirks to it, but what I'm challenging myself to do is to get the uniqueness in here to work with me and not against me when it comes to all the new fixtures we add and the decorating that I do. The biggest problem area that I want to address today is the vanity, and that really is a whole story within itself. I ordered a new vanity. We were going to remove this one, but last night my husband started putting it together and we were not thrilled with the quality. So although we're not thrilled with the quality of this one either, it is at least real wood. So we were thinking, why don't we try to make it work? Because off the bat, that's gonna save us $550. So sticking with the vanity that's already here, we're gonna sand it down, give it a paint job with paint that we already have. Then we'll try to replace some boards down here at the bottom and add some new hardware. I do have a plan for what we're gonna do here in the window and here in this closet because I don't enjoy looking at the clutter behind me every time I stand here to get ready. We will certainly be doing an updated shower curtain because this one is old and not cute. Speaking of not cute, this is how we hang our towels. These hooks are ones that I just got on Amazon and stuck to the wall. So I have a much better hook system we're gonna install. And now moving on to this dark and dingy area over here. This is how it's currently looking. Very plain, nothing going on. So with some items I just thrifted in my last video, I'm hoping to really majorly spruce up this space and make it a lot more cozy and updated. It is about 9:30 a.m., a little later than I would prefer, so let's head out so we can get this makeover started. I have a few more important functional pieces to get and also some styling pieces so that we're able to finish this project within 24 hours. First stop of the day is Lowe's. I'm gonna get started by looking for tile. So above our current vanity, they just slapped up a couple extra pieces of flooring and did not grout it very good. So I'm gonna try to see if I can find a simple and inexpensive solution. There are a lot of options to choose from, but right away I'm noticing some that could work. Seems pretty inexpensive and nice and simple. We could definitely cut it to size. After trying to determine what my options were, I ended up asking a worker for her opinion, and the advice she gave me was very helpful. So she recommended either doing a tile like this and just butting it up close together, or I can grab one of these bigger pieces and cut it to size. My first thought was that these maybe seem a little boring, but they could end up being the simple and inexpensive fix that I was going for. I think I'll go ahead and grab one of these and just hope that we can make it work. Now I need to grab a piece of wood to hopefully finish off the bottom of the vanity that needs some attention. I need it to be really thin, so I'm thinking a 1x. So let's see if I can find that. I think this will work, so I'm gonna add it to the cart. Just grabbing some caulk on the way out, and I am completely overwhelmed by all of the options. This one here is catching my eye. It says it's for kitchen and bath, and it is completely crystal clear, so I'm hoping this could be a good option. I'm gonna grab 2 just to make sure we have enough, but these are $14 each, so man, my total is gonna add up quick. $103 for just a couple things. Let's just say it's a really good thing we're going with our original vanity. If we weren't, I would for sure be going way over budget. Well, now that I got some of the not so fun things out of the way, let's go do something fun by heading to TJ Maxx to look at all of the both pretty and practical things I still need for the bathroom. Quite a few options, and as I'm taking a closer look, this is actually something I'm looking for. It feels pretty sturdy and I think it'll work great. So adding that to the cart. Now I'm looking for a trash can. I do like this little green one. I want it to have a lid on top, but it's not the best quality for $20. I also was thinking a new tray would be nice. I do like this white one here. $17. It's kind of a lot. Man, things add up quick. Well, no good trash cans, but let's see what else there is. Taking a quick break to talk about today's video sponsor, which is Ritual. I've shared about them several months back before I was pregnant when I was taking their Essential for Women's vitamin. They have quite a variety of vitamins for different stages of life, but today I'm going to talk about what I'm currently using, which is their pre and soon to be postnatal. So this one here is their #1 best-selling prenatal, which contains essential supplements needed for support throughout pregnancy. What I enjoy about them is they smell good, they're easy to take, and they don't make me feel sick. It's obviously important while pregnant to take supplements that are safe for the baby, and these have been clinically studied and are trusted by so many because of their high quality and clean ingredients. Now moving on to the postnatal, I'm excited to start taking these in just a few short months. This product contains supplements for your normal immune function, brain health, and ingredients to help support lactation, which I'm thankful for. What's different about the two of these is that the postnatal contains more nutrients because the postpartum period is more nutritionally demanding than during pregnancy. Now I know many of you aren't in need of these two specifically, but they have many other options for both men and women's daily health. If you'd like to give Ritual a try, you can either scan the QR code or use the link in my description for 25% off your first order. Thanks to Ritual for sponsoring this portion of the video, but now it is time to get back to work. Ooh, I found more trash cans, so there's gotta be one here that'll work. I really like the size of this one here, so I'm gonna add it to the cart. I would like a bath mat, so hopefully they'll have a good one. Honestly, lots of options here. A lot of them are just really small, which I don't think would look that great. Okay, wait, there's a lot more options, and I just found this one that I really like. I better keep moving because I still have a few more stops to make. Well, another $80 spent. Let's hope I'm getting close to having everything I need so that I don't keep getting closer and closer to my $1,000 budget. Next up is Hobby Lobby, and all I need from here is a single piece of fabric. This should be pretty easy because I have an exact idea of what I'm looking for. I want a green floral. However, these stripes are kind of nice. Okay, wait, this is actually pretty great. This is an option, so I might hold on to it. I really don't see any good florals I like, so the green stripes it is. I just wondered if I could get 2 yards of this green. Thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you, have a good day.
You too. One more stop and then I can head home. Hopefully I have everything I need to whip this thing together before the day is over.
Oh, nice.
Yep, I think that looks great. Cool. Thank you. This is for a DIY art moment that I'm doing. I hope it ends up looking good. Now it is time to head home and get to work. I made it back to the bathroom. It is about 1 o'clock, a little later than I would prefer, but I want to go ahead and jump right into the biggest task of the day, which is going to be the vanity. Styling everything and changing out the fixtures is going to be the fun and easy part, so we really need to get this vanity out of the way first. Vanity has been totally emptied out, so now it is time to get sanding. While my husband was sanding to get ready for paint, I went ahead and started removing the backsplash. It was coming off very easily, as I figured it would. This stuff here seems to be coming off very easily, so we really just need to get this cleaned up and then we'll definitely sand it down. Progress has been made and he's taking off this bottom trim that's in really rough shape, and we're gonna go ahead and replace it anyway. Well, we just finished sanding and now I'm gonna go ahead and give everything a good vacuum and wipe down, and then we can start painting. The drawer fronts are all sanded down and ready to be painted. We're gonna be using this black paint that we already had on hand from another cabinet I painted a while ago. There should be plenty in here to finish the project. So this here will save us some money, which is nice. I thought we already had rollers on hand, but we didn't, so paintbrushes it is, since I really don't have time to run and get any. A little check-in here. So it is just after 3. I would love to finish the vanity by 5. We'll see if that's possible, but I think that'll give us enough time to do everything else we need to do. Once I finish this drawer, we're gonna move back inside to finish off the structure of the vanity, which needs some love. Now that we've got this vanity all taken apart, it's time to get it put back together. My dad just took measurements and now he's heading out to make some cuts for the trim around the bottom. Then we're gonna need to do the backsplash around the top. And then after that, it's basically just caulk everything really good and then paint it. My dad came to help for a little bit because this is what I'm considering the not fun part. And I really wanna get it over with to make sure we can get this done in time. It's amazing to me how long everything takes, but I'm just excited to get the trim on because I'm nervous about the backsplash situation because we're gonna have to just wait and see if what I got is actually gonna work. Dad hopefully made the final cut so we can get this all installed. Trim is good to go down here. And next is honestly the project I'm the most unsure about. This tile piece I got is exactly 6 inches, which means it's gonna come up to about right here. Is there any way to cut the no? I didn't know how those saws worked. Hopefully it'll look fine. In this moment, I knew I was not gonna love the 6 inches, and especially after spending $60 on this tile, I really wanted to love it. Man, I really think 5 inches would have been the sweet spot, but we'll just see how 6 inches looks. So now let's head outside to make those cuts. I've got one of the pieces and this is the moment of truth to see how it's gonna look. Not bad. It brightens up the space a lot, which is kind of nice.
So I made
is there any way we can cut an inch off along the bottom? I like it, it's just really, really high. 1.5 inches.
I don't know how you cut that on that saw.
So as far as the height, I can promise you I would like it better if it's 4.5 inches.
We could fit 24 inches in there, 24 and a half. And that piece is 38.
Ugh, it's that big long one?
Yeah.
My dad was explaining how we could maybe make this work. There was no guarantee it was gonna turn out, but my gut was saying we needed to try it. We're gonna go for it. This is a little risky. I just don't like to do all the work and spend the money when I'm not gonna end up loving it in the end, so I think it's worth the risk. We're starting off with the smaller piece just to make sure this is gonna work. One down. Now for the piece that's gonna be a little more of a challenge. See if we can make it happen.
We're gonna go to about here and then shut off. Yep. Then we'll slide the fence back. And then we'll be able to slide the part through
the line.
Slide, yeah, and make our final cut. Yep, go ahead and turn it around.
I tend to always end up making things more complicated, but when I have a vision in mind, I don't like to settle. So I'm not saying I recommend trying risky things, but let's just see if this turns out.
Yeah, I'll turn this on.
This is the moment they started hesitating and I knew something wasn't quite right. We had to pause to add some more water. Not a great time to pause, but we're getting close. Back up and running and time to finish the rest of this cut. Did we do it? Look pretty good?
I think so.
All right, let's see it in the space.
Like that height better?
Yeah, that looks a lot better. Here's a reminder of how it looked before. It was just taking up too much space and drawing your eye to it more than I wanted it to. Now for a time update. It is just past 5 o'clock. We don't have the vanity done yet, but my dad is gonna run to the store to get some construction glue that we need. Nick is currently working on caulking. And then once the caulk dries, we can finally start painting. But we just have a lot of little tasks left to do. But once we get the vanity done, the rest is honestly gonna be fun. So let's try to knock this out quick. My dad is back with the proper glue that we need, and so now we can almost check the backsplash off our list.
There, if I stand there and hold this for a couple hours, we'll be in business.
Right. We brought in some reinforcements so we could move on to some other jobs. We're gonna go ahead and quick install the new light fixtures because we've got to get moving on our to-do list. Nick is working on the one we're gonna install on this side, and then my dad is working on this one here. I'm excited to see what they look like. I'm really glad we're getting these lights up before it gets dark because then we'll be able to see the rest of the projects we still have to do. After my dad worked hard to get this one up and running, here I go again, changing the plans. After getting that light up and seeing how it looked, I really didn't end up loving it, so we're gonna quick move back to the gold one. That was a half hour wasted, but it's all part of the process, I guess. We really don't have time to waste since it's already 6:30, but it is starting to feel like we're accomplishing things off our list little by little. Now it is finally time to paint this vanity. Okay, just kidding. The caulk is still very wet and sticky. It said it would be ready in an hour, but maybe it's just because it was on thick. So we're gonna have to move on to something else on the list. We're gonna move on to a couple fun projects. The first being this white shelf that I just thrifted in my last video. I'm thinking I want it somewhere in here. I'm just trying to think if I put art above it. Try going up to where your tape is, because that'll still look good to do art above it like that. Cute. I absolutely love it. Now we're gonna go ahead and hang these hooks right over here. This was also a thrift find in my last video. Yeah, I think that's good where you have it. Cute. I love how it fits perfectly in that wall space. I just installed this hook here because I like having one right outside the shower. And now I'm gonna install the same one right over here so that it can be for a hand towel. I'm putting together the new shower curtain and Nick is installing the new toilet paper holder. I went with a lot of black finishes in here just because I think it pops and contrasts really nicely with the wood. When hanging the curtain rod, I'm gonna put it all the way up to the ceiling because that way it just makes the room look bigger and makes it look more expensive. All I know is it's gonna look a whole lot better than what we've got going on now. Let's just go ahead and hang the new curtain because then after that we'll move on to finishing my DIY artwork and then hopefully back to the vanity. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. This shower curtain was one of the very first things I ordered for this project, and my goal was that this piece alone would elevate and totally transform the space. All right, the moment of truth, I'm gonna stand back and look at it. That is so cool. Wow. That is beautiful. Woohoo! Looks good. Now it's time for my DIY artwork. I thrifted this frame in my last video and I had an idea for it that I'm unsure if I can make happen, but I'm just getting started by taking it apart. Now what I want to do is cover this board back here with the new fabric that I got. So I might have to iron it and get it all situated, but that's what I'm gonna do next. While I'm getting this ironed and smoothed out, I really wanted a floral because I thought that would just be easy to work with. Because now the stripes, I'm gonna have to make sure to get them perfectly straight. I don't have any glue, so I'm just gonna try to do my best to tape everything off as tight as I can. Well, that was easier than I thought, but for the moment of truth, I need to flip it over and see how it looks. Oh, wow. That looks so good. But now to see if what I got printed looks good in the middle. I'm not totally in love with it, but I think I can make it work. I went ahead and just cut it really quickly to see if I liked the size, and then I drew straight lines. I was gonna cut perfectly straight lines, but then I actually kind of liked the imperfect lines, so I'm gonna go with that. I just think if I cut them too perfect, I won't like it as much, so I'm erasing the lines. I'm gonna put it all together, and then it's gonna be ready to put up on the wall. I think it's gonna look good. We'll have to wait and see. All right, let's see how it looks. That is so cool. I can't believe I made that. I'm in shock because the whole time I was putting this together, I was afraid that I was making like a first grade art project and it was not gonna look good, but it's so cool. It's starting to feel like we're cruising on our to-do list finally. We just put our girls to bed, so we have to be a little bit quiet. Nick is working on installing this door. We took it off a long time ago for convenience, but I'm at the point where I'd rather see this door behind me than all of the crap that's behind it. So it's just time to put it back on. Door has been installed and it looks great. Why did we not do that a long time ago? A little time check-in. So it is almost 9:30, which means that it has been almost 12 hours since we started this. So I think I deserve a little treat. Our girls are sound asleep, which means we're gonna get back to work finishing the final things we have left to do. It's funny that we haven't painted the vanity yet because I thought that was going to be one of the first things we did. But basically we need to paint the vanity and then hang up some cute frames. I just put a family picture in this one. So yeah, paint the vanity, do a little more fun things, and then I think it's pretty close. I can't believe we might actually just finish in time. I'm going to try to hang a little bit of art without waking up my girls. So let's do it. Here's a close-up. So adorable. This is the kind of thing that really starts to make the space come together and feel like ours. I'm just wondering, why have I never hung photos in here? I have no idea. He's about to hang the big art piece and then we'll really be able to see if it was worth all of the efforts. Looks like after all that, the girls are still asleep. Pretty impressive. It just fills the space so nicely and it gives you something pretty to look at instead of a big empty wall. For above the hooks here, I have two art options. I originally was gonna go with this, which looks great, but there's already so many other florals going on that I'm thinking I'm gonna go with the landscape. Either one looks great, but I like how this is just different from what else is going on. So by now you may be wondering, did they paint the vanity? Why are they not painting the vanity? And let me explain why we are just getting started. Where we caulked earlier, it is extremely sticky and tacky still. After reading up on it, it says it's paintable within an hour, but it has been a pretty hot and humid day, and it says it can take up to 15 hours to not be sticky. So what we're thinking is we're gonna go ahead and start on our first coat right now, and then in a little bit, if we're able to do the second coat, great. Otherwise, we'll finish it first thing in the morning and then reveal it to you. While Nick is putting the first coat on the vanity, I'm going around doing some final touches to get everything ready for the reveal. It is 11:01. Pretty much all day today, I was like, there's no way we can finish this all in one day. But somehow things just started coming together. We're about to shower and head to bed, so bright and early in the morning, all we have to do is finish a little bit of painting, and then I want to add a few final touches in the daylight. But otherwise, the plan is to completely reveal the bathroom to you in the morning within 24 hours of when we started this makeover. I can't wait to see it all finished in the daylight, but for now, it's time to get some rest. Well, I cannot believe it, but this space is officially done after finishing up a few final details and doing some styling now that the sun has come up. Are you ready to see the final reveal of this one-day bathroom makeover? Here's a reminder of where we started. And after sticking within a budget and 24 hours, here it is now. Before breaking down the numbers of this project, I just have to say wow, because I am thrilled with how it turned out. It all came together even better than I was imagining, especially in such a short amount of time. Up until about 2 weeks ago, we were planning to do a major renovation in here that would have cost us between $15,000 to $20,000 and months of our time. But instead, I am so glad I had the idea to save both our time and money by doing a one-day makeover and spending under $1,000. So now I just finished adding up the total amount that we spent after making returns of things we didn't use and then adding up what we did use. And I'm very thankful and surprised to find out that this entire makeover came together in just over $500. My mind is blown by that, especially since my original budget was $1,000. But that's mainly because I thought we were going to be purchasing a new vanity. So instead, by just upgrading the one we had and using paint we already had, we were able to come in way under budget and still love the way it turned out. Now knowing that cost, it's even more fun to see the transformation that one day and $500 made. Overall, this project was a challenge in so many ways, but the main challenge for me was trying to figure out how to take this rundown, funky bathroom that we didn't enjoy into a space that is both functional for us and one that we will enjoy for years to come. I'm happy to say that I no longer have the urge to do a major renovation in here, and instead I've grown to love its unique character, size, and even style. I'm thinking this will be our last makeover before this baby arrives, so I want to let you know what you can expect next on the channel. Over the next month, I'll be heading out to do more thrifting for home decor, getting final items I need for this baby, and items for myself to get me through my last trimester. I plan to focus on thrifting pieces that help me get organized and our house ready before this baby comes. That completely wraps up this makeover though, so thank you for following along. I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you back here again for more thrifting and styling very soon.